Welcome, Seekers, to another edition of The Seeker, a special edition at that. In this special edition of The Seeker, we have our first ever follow-up interview. We reconnect with Thabo Mofolo, a dynamic player turned coach and educator. We first spoke to Thabo last year around this time, and now we're back to hear about the remarkable progress and challenges he's faced since then. From transforming the lives of young female athletes to guiding seasoned players of the Transformers team, Thabo's journey continues to inspire. We'll delve into the latest developments in his coaching career and the excitement of the Youth Day tournament. Join us as we uncover the inspiring stories of the future ambitions of Thabo and his team. Welcome to The Seeker. Welcome to The Seeker, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode. This is our first ever follow-up visit, basically. You know, last year we were sitting here with Mr. Thabo, and then we're here again with Coach Thabo. Actually, I'm saying Mr. Thabo by mistake. Coach Thabo, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. What are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. I've been noticing you guys have been moving, doing things, so I had to come back, find out what you guys have been doing, man. So since our last interview, how have things been progressing with you as a coach, specifically?
Okay. Personally, individually, I'm all good. The team is coming well, very well. Yeah, that's how I'll start. So far in my career, I've been developing a lot. Like we are currently, like I've said before, we are in collaboration with the Department of Education. So with that being said, we went to villas. We are hosting basketball clinics in villas. So we went there to develop kids. So we had primary schools and high schools in one venue. So we tried our best. So we developed as many kids as possible. It was a 2-hour program session. So everything went well within 2 hours. And the second event was in Fusion School. We also hosted other basketball clinics in Fusion School under Coach Kenny.
Yeah.
It's a coach in Fusion School called Coach Kenny. So he also organized his players, and there were schools that came from around, primary schools and high schools as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did our clinics. Again, we ran a 2-hour program because we normally have a 2-hour program set to say okay.
And that's just for you, the coaches, or is that for everybody?
No, for the whole program.
Okay.
So yeah. So what we do is, as coaches, we write on a program and how are we going to develop those kids in Fusion School within that 2-hour 30 minutes.
Oh.
So basically, we're working on fundamentals of basketball.
Yeah.
Speaking defense, speaking offense, speaking passing, dribbling. So yeah, those are the main things that we are focusing on. The basics of basketball.
So what are the challenges there? Clinically, you're trying to figure things out. What are the blockages that you find?
Obviously, there are clinics, so you're gonna find the first-time players.
Yeah.
Someone that never played basketball before, so you'll be excited for them. Just seeing the ball, you know. So it's quite different. Let me give you a scenario. In villas, we had more players that never played the game, and we have a few of probably those who were playing before, but they just stopped doing. So obviously they'll want to come and share the moments with the kids while we're busy developing the kids, and they'll want to overshine the kids.
Okay.
So that's what you normally see, but we have our way on how to deal with it.
Yeah.
So that's the scenario in villas. Then the scenario in Fusion School was quite different because most of the players could play, so we were not only focusing on the main basic fundamentals. For example, they could play defense, they could dribble the ball, so we only had to work on finishing. We had to work on defense because their defense was not so strong.
Okay.
So the fundamentals of defense from the basic.
Yeah.
So we worked on defense and we also worked on their finish because definitely they could bounce the ball, they could play amongst themselves. So eventually we got a chance where we divide them and make them play against each other.
Yeah.
So that's how the levels were different. In villas they couldn't play against each other because they were very new, and then in Fusion School they could play. They even got a chance to play a game.
Okay. So basically, you guys were helping other people learn how to play.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So what we do is we normally contact the coaches that are around to come and join the session.
Okay.
because we in our academy we have a program that develops the coaches. So we use that opportunity, come together as coaches, and maybe they'll learn one or two things from our program that they can maybe utilize in their practice sessions. So we try to make sure that all the coaches are capacitated with the skills. They know how to draw up the program for the practice session. And yeah, so far so good.
Okay, can you give us maybe an example of like maybe a training regimen that you would teach someone? Let's say I want to go teach kids in my neighborhood
Okay.
basketball. What are the starting things like regimen wise? Maybe and then name maybe a couple of exercises.
Okay, because basketball is a mobility sport. It needs coordination, hands and eye coordination. It also needs someone who's able to run. So then the fundamentals will be athletics. Make sure that your athletes have a good exposure to athletics. They know how to move their body, how to the coordination of legs and hands. Once they get that right, while they are able to run, do the squats, those are the exercises that build a player to become a better athlete in the court. Then we start with your fundamentals, the basics. You need to know how to move on defense. So you start with defense, how to stop, how to move your legs. What do you normally call them? We call them the shifting, the standing of the standing of defense, and then the slides, obviously. So if your players understand defensive stance, number one, how do we stand on defense? Then how do we move the slides? How do we move on defense? Then those are the basics. Then obviously it will differ according to the coaches and the coaching style. So if I have my style, I want my defense to play a certain way. The main thing that they do, which is common, is defensive styles and the slides. Once you get those ones straight, then your jumps, yeah, that's it. From there to move from that, you work with the ball. There are various things that you can do with the ball, but the first thing you need to do, know how to handle the ball, how
Ball
to
hand.
pass, know how to catch the ball. Start first there before you even bounce the ball.
Yeah.
Know how to catch. So we teach catching because normally when you work with kids, you teach first catching and then passing. We have three types of passes: we have the chest pass, the bounce pass, and the overhead pass. Or the other coaches call it the skip passes, where you pass from behind your back, from behind your head. So it's called an overhead pass or a skip pass because the target is to skip
the
the
person
person
in front of you. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, before I want to get into the players, right? But I want to, like, if people don't know, right? Tabo is also an educator. Yeah? So I want to know, how do you balance your coaching and your educator thing? I know they cross somewhere, but how do you balance? How do you find a balance between the two?
Firstly, to develop a player holistically, it takes a few elements. For example, a player needs to be developed physically, and then mentally, then psychosocial development. So that's where I get inside, whereby I have to balance the education part of it together with the sports part of it.
Yeah.
What do we teach in sports? So I did education. I'm an educator, full educator. I work permanently at interprimary school as a teacher that teaches maths and science.
Yeah.
So I basically teach grade 7.
Yeah.
It's mathematics and natural science. That's what
Do you maybe teach the same people you coach in some cases?
Yes, I got that experience before because I used to work at Pumulong.
Okay.
So in Pumulong, I had players as well that would come to the practice session at home as well.
Yeah.
So we meet both at school, at work,
Yeah.
and then again at
So
the
that's,
court.
I'm trying to get to that, where now a child is not always so excited about school. How do you keep them motivated when they leave school and come to the basketball and they see the same person that was at school? It can kind of cause a thing for a child to maybe feel like, this thing, it's like at school, you know what I mean? How do you
Look,
keep them motivated at the basketball away from school?
In most cases, I use myself as an example because I think I'm a product of sports and academics. So that's what we mainly focus on. So we make sure that players are aware of the opportunities that comes with education itself. And with those opportunities, what can you achieve when you collaborate that with your sports
Yeah.
or your talent? Recently, I was invited in Stainsres to give a talk on sports and academics.
Yeah.
So these players, obviously, some of them are in high school, some of them are in primary school, but those that are near exit, grade 11, grade 12,
Yeah.
we always make sure that we emphasize the importance of studying.
Studying. Yeah.
Because the reality is that we understand that we come from a very poor background. You know, the parents, some parents can't even afford to take their children to school.
Yeah.
But at least those children, they have talent.
Yeah.
That's where we are building talent. So we make sure that we keep their record, we keep their play, so that we can actually assist them in terms of applying for bursaries and applying for scholarships.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, yes, you want to go and further your studies, but the parents can afford. So in situations like that, that's where we get in.
Yeah.
Remember, we have developed your skill in playing basketball, and we're making sure that we've been recording your plays. So in higher learning of institutions, for example, in VETS, in CUT, in UJ, in CPUT where I played for, all they want is your profile as a player before you can even make the team. So if the player profile is so good, then they check your academical performance. Then if they match, that's where you get, we call it luck.
Yeah.
But actually it's not luck, it's hard work.
How do yeah.
To say, okay, now we have developed, you are now developed in basketball, we have seen your evidence that you are playing. And then that it also measures and balances with education. It means you are one of the 2% that makes it after the university life. As you know, when you get there, there are so many distractions. There are so many distractions.
Yeah.
But when you have a program that is solid and developed from early age, that makes it easier for you. Because you know you're able to attend your classes, come back, focus on the other the skill, which is sporting code, which is basketball playing.
So you encourage both.
You
Both are
encourage
very
both.
important. Yeah.
Because reality is that not all of our players are well gifted in terms of academics.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
most of them are gifted in terms of sports. So we try to find opportunities for learners like that or for players like that actually we understand, because there are 7 types of intelligence.
Yeah.
So you can't only focus on one type of intelligence and you want to measure it according to all the learners. But we're focusing on this one, the sports and the love of sports.
Yeah.
That how can that take you and makes you a better person. So on my talk in Stainsres, I was mentioning the careers among sports. To say some players they never made it in terms of academics, but they are working. Others are presenters, others are podcasters. So you need such. So there are multiple careers within sports itself. So that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
So currently we have one of our players who went for proficiency program. So she's now trained official. So she now has the right to come and officiate the games.
Okay.
We also developing one of the players as well by the name of Mofolo. She's now our kid manager. She knows how to manage the kid because we took her to training for that. And then that's what she's doing. So besides only playing, there are other responsibilities that our players are learning.
Yeah. Speaking of which, right, tell us more about like we're moving now to the team, the different teams. How have they evolved? The different teams that you're part of. How has each of one of those evolved over, I guess, the past year?
I still remember that you asked me a certain question last time when we had a podcast. I mentioned Karabo Pogos, right?
Yeah.
As one of those first players that made the academy to be the academy where it is today.
Yes.
We currently have had the information that he's been selected. He's currently studying at CPUT. He's playing for CPUT netball, male netball team. And first team.
Yeah. Wow.
So he has transformed from being a basketball player, using the skills of basketball in netball. Now he'll be representing CPUT in the University Sports South Africa under netball. Wow. So those are the transitions that we are seeing developing amongst our team.
Yeah.
So with such, we have also witnessed some of the players that came here just to learn the sports of basketball. Some of them are now working for the government, Currently, we have an officer by the name of Officer Mkhabela, who is now an officer. He's working for SAPS.
Okay.
But where did it start? It started here.
It
So the
started-
training session for him to make the team that gets selected for that physically was fit from work.
Okay, yeah.
So that's how we see. Okay, now we no longer play. It's no longer about just playing basketball. It's about transforming.
It's about evolving.
It's about evolving.
Yeah, transforming.
Because currently we hosted the under 18 trials for state team. So it was the provincial trials, and one of our learner from our development was selected in those trials by the name of Wekezi Kret. Wekezi Kret made the under 18 for state team. That will be competing now in July.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Johannesburg. There will be a national under 18 basketball championship hosted by the basketball league.
Yeah.
So they will actually be scouting for 25 players that will be making Team SA that will actually participate in the Afro Basketball League. So we hoping to see him get selected. But
Yeah.
So far, we can just congratulate the fact that he put his hard work so that he can get selected for Team Free State. So it will be his first time definitely making the Team Free State. So yeah, we are happy.
Yeah.
We are seeing that we are developing quality and talent.
Yes, and they're
Because
going somewhere.
remember last time when we came, when they learned by the name of Paul Kasana, who made the provincial team.
Yeah.
in the 80s.
Yeah.
Last year we had another player by the name of Onkabetsu Ranotsi, who was selected to play for Team Free State.
Yeah.
That won the national tournament, national school championship tournament. And then they were the best. They were a blessed group of girls that you could see their talent and potential. That they were hungry, they wanted it more, and yeah, they got it.
Yeah. And
So-
you're holding a trophy there.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, where does that come from, and what is that, man?
Okay. Now that we move into what the tournaments and the academy has achieved. Last year I mentioned some of the trophies and gave the feedback on how we got them. And this is the new baby.
Yeah.
This is our new baby.
Yeah.
So our new baby came at home on the 16th of June when we were playing the Youth Day tournament.
Oh yeah.
We normally hold. So it was the second annual youth tournament
Yeah.
where we had 4 teams. Our development team was registered. Then we had our senior team.
Yeah.
We had the team by the name of the Click. They were also from Kroonstad. And then we had a team from Fusion School.
Yeah.
So Fusion School came by and yeah, we played that tournament. And
Yeah.
our senior team won the tournament. That's how we got the new team.
Yeah.
So the team that I mentioned that we're going to develop them, they came up with a very great team that has been gathered together. You could see that some of them they've been developing very well after our last visit in Fusion School. And yeah, they were the runner-ups of the tournament. So it was a good tournament that ran together with Ms. Mukaka. So because we were in collaboration with Ms. Mukaka, and we managed to pull up 2 sporting codes. This time it was not only about basketball. We hosted the basketball and netball as the sporting codes of the event. So the winners of the netball was the MSA, the team called MSA, Morgan Sports Academy. That also is our sister
Academy. Yeah.
yeah, our sister academy because we use the same facility.
Yeah.
So they're using the other court of netball. We are focusing on basketball. So that's how we won the new baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the new baby has new players, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we recently signed the like of Leboa Mufutana that was playing for on his first tournament, and this is what he got.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but yeah, I'll speak about more players later on.
Yeah.
Because I want people to follow the team
Yeah.
and to see which players are playing for the team.
Speak about that. Speak about maybe any new players that are coming in and what you've seen about those new players.
Okay, currently we have signed a legend. We call him Braski.
Braski.
Yeah, Braski is signed with the team as well, so he's playing with the senior team.
Yeah.
We signed Braski because of his the skill and the experience to guide these young players that are playing now. and also to add the value in the academy.
Yeah.
Because he also offers some coaching practices, some coaching aspects.
Mm.
He's pushing our ladies team very well.
Mm.
So yeah, we needed Baski, and we are hoping for more senior players because there are more responsibilities now, to be honest, and we lack more people in the management.
Okay.
So most definitely by posting these videos, people will get interest, and those who are willing to work. I don't want to say everyone is working. Those who are willing to work.
Yeah.
Because remember, we are running a non-profitable organization. So when you are running an NPO, there's where we start. Before we get funding, you start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't yet got funding, but the academy is running.
Yeah.
So someone might be asking, how do you get, who's funding you?
Mm.
How do you get such utensils? We are currently one of the teams that has the uniform for game time and for off-game
practice
time. So a lot of people will start to ask questions like how do you get funding? Who's funding you? Are you guys funded? We are actually literally running from zero. So what we do is we work with our parents. The academy has developments. When you speak development, you're speaking about kids. Developing kids.
Yes.
So those kids have parents who are very, very much supportive.
Yeah. Speaking of kids, right? Last year at the tournament, there was a ton of young kids watching, right? I couldn't make it to this tournament, right? What was the turnout, or what was the atmosphere like here in the course, man?
Yeah, it was buzzing.
Yeah.
It was buzzing. Okay, this time we didn't have the sound system like we did before, but it was buzzing because I think this time we had 2 sporting codes. So we had supporters of netball and supporters of basketball at the same time in one venue.
Yeah.
So it was 2 times better than what we saw last year. But I feel like it's growing. It's an annual event. Every time brings a different view of point.
Yeah. Anything memorable? Anything that day that was memorable?
A lot did.
Yeah.
A lot. Because I remember we opened the ceremony giving the young people the information on why are we hosting this event. So with us studying the program like that was because we needed to make sure that young people are aware
why this is happening,
why the event is so imperative to us.
Yes.
Remember the youth of 1976, they were having their own battle.
Yeah.
Their battle was against Africans as medium of instruction, teaching and learning.
Yeah.
And they won their battle. I salute them. They won their battle because now our kids have the rights to choose the language in which they want to be taught in, and then definitely you will select the school that is relevant according to your preference. Now, the youth of today, we are no longer having the same struggles. Our struggle is no longer about the medium of instruction in terms of teaching and learning. Our youth struggles are about obviously the teenage pregnancy, the substance abuse,
mental health
issues. Those are our struggles that we need to be aware of.
Yeah.
And the more people sit at home, the more people are on their phones, they are not doing any justice towards the upcoming generation. Because remember, we are the leaders of the coming generation. So if we are not doing anything ourselves, it means the generation that comes after us, they won't take anything from us. But if you are starting to do something now, you might influence the next generation.
Yeah.
Then we had the office of the mayor was represented by our YDO, Mr. Tefo. He came, he gave a good speech. So when you now get identified by the office of the mayor, it speaks volumes because a day before that we had a mayoral tournament, which was also hosted here in Kroonstad. The tournament was only focusing on netball and soccer. So we are hoping in the next endeavor we will include more sporting codes in the tournament, because it seems like it's a good running tournament, it's a good running program. So I believe if they add more sporting codes, they will be assisting more young people in terms of participation.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it seems like the participation is growing, right? And you just mentioned that someone very important from the mayor's office was here, right? Now, just in closing, man, let's speak about what are the things that you would like to see going forward. Let's bring things into existence. Maybe the mayor's watching, maybe whoever's watching can hear you out and they can help you here and there. What do you see, especially, let's say for the tournament specifically, what is the future of the tournament in your eyes?
Okay, in my eyes, in the ideas that we have as an academy, we are hoping to reach a certain point where, remember, we have spectators that come, and mostly we get young kids that are enthusiastic about the sport. They want to spend the whole day with us. We have teams that come from out of town.
Yes.
So our plan or our wish is to make sure that we cater for other people. Make sure that we cater for them in terms of food, in terms of clothing.
Yes.
I think that the tournament itself is so big that it deserves a clothing company to be part of the tournament. Of the tournament.
Yes.
By just showing that I've attended this type of tournament and I've learned ABC.
Yes.
I think in the next tournament we'll be inviting for sponsorship. Yeah, we're hoping to get assisted by different companies.
Yeah, speak to the sponsors, man. Speak to any potential sponsors you might want to tap in with you guys, brother.
I don't have anyone specific, but I'll just say to each and every sponsor out there that's willing to assist and see the development of this academy, please come forward. You can reach us at Transformers Basketball Academy on Facebook. We are also Transformers Basketball Academy on Instagram. So reach out and let's build this thing together, because our main aim is that we want to take kids out of the street. But when you take them out of the street, what are they? What plan do you have?
Yeah.
Why is it that you want them to do when they come out of the street? So at least we are developing a talent. And to your surprise, we have developed people that have never touched the ball. Never ever touched the ball. To a point now they see themselves as big players, because we just develop the skill and then you motivate the child.
Yes, and sometimes that's all it takes. That person didn't know that they could do that, and now they know that they can do something. That unlocks something for sure.
A lot. She's now doing a grade 12.
Yeah.
So we are hoping to assist her to make her to one of the universities, because CUT in Valco, they are eyeing her. So definitely we see some progress in terms of what you are developing.
Yeah.
So that's what we want. We want her to achieve that type of experience.
Yeah, plus Mpoyona, she's super promising.
She's good. I don't want to lie. She's
sure.
good.
Finally, bro, I just want to ask what your goals are for the coming year in terms of the teams and yourself as a coach and just basketball, maybe in Kroonstad, because this is the first time I've ever seen a female basketball team in Kroonstad. Wow, so things like that are important. So what are the next steps? Next year, what do we say?
Now, we have been invited to participate in the provincial league, state basketball league. And remember, when you get invited to participate in the provincial league, it means there are other teams from other provinces that are also running the same things, because that invitation came from the Basketball South Africa.
Yeah.
So we'll be participating in the league organized by the Basketball South Africa, whereby all the provinces must run those leagues, and the winners of the leagues will be meeting together in a national club tournament. So it means if we happen to win the Free State league, meaning will be the team that will be representing Free State in the national league.
Yeah.
So as a club that come from this route, where I think a lot of people didn't know until Transformers was came to existence.
Yes.
But now we are one of the most known teams.
Yeah.
Because we are well marketed. We are investing a lot in our players. We are investing a lot in our team. We take our kids to training. We take our members to training. Currently, there will be a training of the coaches. One of the coaches, myself, definitely. I'll be attending the training.
Yeah.
And then we have our photographer. Our photographer is now one of the photographers that covers the sports photography in Kroonstad as a whole.
Yes.
So it shows that we are developing
Yeah.
one way or the other. Now the team used to play the tournaments. It used to play the tournament within First Derby itself. Now we are called on the bigger stage to say, guys, come, let's show us your talent.
Yes.
This is the bigger stage of play.
Yeah.
Because remember, if you happen to win the Free State League, we'll be meeting teams like, because in Gauteng we have the Johnson Nuggets that are playing the very same league.
Yeah.
We have the MBB that are now in the BNL.
Mm.
They are playing the same league. So we are excited.
One step closer.
We have the Western Cape Mountaineers that will be playing the same league. So it's exciting.
Yeah.
Like, it's exciting to see ourselves that we are actually playing in the level where the other teams that are playing professional are also playing.
Yes.
So we see ourselves at the very same point where we see the Johnson Nuggets.
Yeah.
So it means we just have to put in the hard work until we see them what they get for us.
Yeah.
But so far so good.
Okay, let's just have some last words. Mara, let's head over to the Transformers logo there.
Please.
And